I'm Jesse Sylvia. I'm from Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts, and I'm the chip leader of the final table. Does that help? All right, well, I started playing with friends in high school. We saw Moneymaker on television, and I thought it was like the coolest thing ever that you could make money playing a game. So we started playing like home games and stuff, and then I got to college, and when I turned 18, I got a debit card with my bank, and I started playing online a little bit. And I was like losing money at first, and reading everything I could, and trying to get better, and eventually started winning some money, and I would kind of run up bankrolls and lose it or whatever, and then something started clicking, and I started winning more and more, and by my last year of college, I realized when I'm done, I'm not getting a real job. I'm gonna go play poker. This is awesome, and it's doing better than probably any real job would pay, and so it kind of worked out from there. Yeah, my dad was instantly pretty okay with me being a poker player. My mom was a little more cautious about it, I guess. I don't know. She'll support me with anything I do, but she'd rather I be like a lawyer or a doctor or something, most likely. But I think with everything that's happened in the last couple of months, she'll be okay with me playing poker. If poker wasn't around, that's a good question. I'm really bad at working for other people, I think. I mean, I'm okay at it, but I'm not great at it. I'd probably be doing something sort of independently, at maybe like housing rehab or something where I could play with numbers and always just mess around with different calculations and stuff. But hopefully it would be something for myself. Yeah, I could see myself being my friend Russell is a what is he?
Actuary.
An actuary. I always want to say an accountant. He would hate that. And an actuary, the actuarial job title or whatever, seems like a really cool thing to do. It would just be tough, working for a company and everything, because I'm a habitual line stepper. I like to break rules and stuff. Yeah, ask Ashley. Anytime I see a rule, it could be a stupid rule, and I'll still probably, I'm gonna break it. Yeah, all right, so the months leading up to Black Friday was when I really started clicking, and I was moving up the limits a lot. I spent a lot of time playing 1-2 and 2-4. I actually put in a lot of hands in the last couple of years before Black Friday with Greg Merson and Russell Thomas online. And then I started really improving my game 6 months before Black Friday or so, maybe 8 months. And by the time Black Friday rolled around, I was playing higher stakes. I was really starting to earn a lot of money. And then Black Friday happened, and I had just moved to Vegas about a month earlier, so I was already playing some games at the casinos and stuff, but once Black Friday happened, I had to withdraw my whole bankroll, and it allowed me to move up live, and I started playing the bigger games at the Bellagio and Aria and stuff, and it kind of clicked, and I don't know, I just kept playing in them until everything's up to now, I guess. Yeah, the last couple months have been amazing. I was saying earlier how the day after I made the final table, my sister called me and she was like, yeah, me and Mom were on our way to work, and one of my best friends, Eric, was in the car behind him, and he was honking and stuff, and so my mom pulled over, and they both got out of the car and were dancing around in the road and stuff. I don't know, it's little things like that. Every time I hear it, I just get really happy. I don't know, I just, everything's been just, I can't stop smiling. It's been amazing. I can't, every time you get knocked out of a tournament, you're like, oh, that sucks, but I'm still, getting to play this sit and go for $8.5 million in a month, and I have the most chips, so that's pretty cool too. No, I think I've been about the same person since I made the final table. Maybe slightly happier all the time. It's hard to get upset about stuff, but for the most part, I've been about the same. I haven't spent too much money or done anything too different. Yeah, when Ashley was watching me the last few days, I remember on day 5, it was the first day I went all in, and Ashley, after the hand was over, Ashley looked at me and was like, "Don't do that again." And I was like, "Okay, sorry," and I didn't go all in again until day 7, and the next time, well, I wasn't near the next time I was all in, but when I was all in against Salaburu for the 16 million or 17 million chip pot, I went over to hug her, and I think on TV it's gonna look like I'm hugging her, but really I'm kind of holding her up because I was pretty sure she was gonna faint if something bad happened.
Can you talk quickly about how it's been, what's it like for you? I mean, this whole ordeal?
It's been pretty normal for me. I mean, obviously during everything happening, it was a panic the whole time. I mean, he was anxious, kind of up all night, and it was just, I wasn't sleeping just as much as he wasn't sleeping. And so when we were there, we were both a little bit on edge. But it was all in excitement and just kind of surreal. And when we went back to, I mean, the island where he's from is just, everybody's closely knit and everybody's friendly and they all know him anyway, so it wasn't really weird for people to be coming up to him talking all the time. But now it's just all about one subject when we talk, you know.
She's sick of hearing the same story every single day, 9 times a day.
A little sick of the same story, but I think it's going to be all worth it. When we get to October, it's going to be pretty fun.
Ashley was like amazing too. The whole last few days, she was like, you know, showing me all the right stretches to deal with like the muscles that were, because when you get that stressed, I mean, your muscles are so tight. So she was like, showed me a stretch, and you know, she'd like give me little massages, and she just like supported me in every way, and it was incredible. I played the $1,500 bounty. I guess it was like $1,590 or something, which I did not do very well in. And I played the 2K heads up, which I made round 3, and then got knocked out by Kyle.
Oh, the eventual winner.
Yeah, the eventual winner. What's his name? Kyle Frey, who's really good. He was like definitely a tough opponent, and he was really nice when he won. He was like, sorry about, you know, running so good in that match, because he just kind of picked up a bunch of hands and ran me over. But he definitely did some stuff where, you know, if you had to ask me who was the favorite in that match, it wouldn't be like clear cut or anything. That's for sure.
Now and then?
Not so much. I've been much closer with Russell. Russell's my roommate a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. My first real like full summer in Vegas for the World Series, I got a house, and I went online. I was like, who wants to live in this house with me? I was trying to like attract really good players. I got a really nice place, and I was like, hey, throw down money and come stay with me. And well, 3 guys said yes, 2 ended up showing up, and 1 was Russell. And so we spent a summer together, like talking poker, and I learned a lot from him. He was very good at the time. He's still very good, but he's just suffered from the fact that he hasn't really, you know, played poker for a living in 2 years. He's had a real job, and I think that's going to change, and he's going to be a tough player on the circuit. I mean, there's been a lot of good advice. I get a lot of like the same advice, like you know, don't blow all the money, or you know, play tight at the beginning because you move up pay jumps, which is like kind of obvious. One thing that I really liked was actually last night, Daneman. I was having dinner with Steve Daneman, and he was like doing the breakdown of where all he's like, half went to my, you know, my backer, and then half went to like Uncle Sam and stuff. And hearing it from someone who's won that much really like drove it home. Like, oh wow, it's not that much money. You know, you can't just like go nuts and expect that there will be a bunch left over at the end of it. Yeah, I mean, I'm a poker player, and I even look at people's winnings. I'm like, oh, he won 15 million. He's got 15 million. It's like, well, not really, because he sells off action.
Right.
And then, I mean, 40%'s going on.
They don't want them discussing deals or anything on TV.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, they told us at the final table not to even, like, don't even say, like, you know, do you want to chop, because you're live, and that's going to look really bad for us, which is fair. I mean, I'd rather keep whatever's good for the game. I'm all for. But just because somebody wins $1 million at a tournament does not make them a millionaire, and that's definitely something that I've learned in the process. That said, if I win 8.5 and I'm not a millionaire, I probably screwed up somewhere, huh?
So lastly, is there anything?
If I was going to do the circuit, I would plan ahead of time exactly what I'm doing, and I would look at my budget, and I would follow through with all the plans, because staying places and eating food out and doing everything can cut into your profits so much. It's not that it's that expensive for a poker player, it's that you have a certain return on your investment that you make every tournament, and you know, doing all this traveling basically costs so much money that make sure that it's like a tight tour. Like, bands don't go on tour and go, you know, to California, then to, you know, back to the East Coast, then down to Florida, then to Hungary. They travel very short distances because it's cost effective. Definitely make sure that you do that if you're gonna do the circuit. Some of the best players I've ever met, well, Vanessa Selps I've been talking to, because she's actually gonna coach me and help prepare for the final table. I mean, she's in Europe for 6 weeks doing like 3 different circuits because, I mean, even for a huge winner like her, it'll just drain your entire budget or if you're going to do something like that. So you have to be very careful about how you're traveling and how much you're spending and what you're doing.